I am excited to be welcoming here today on The Gist co-founder and creative director of the Catholic wedding website, SpokenBride.com. Jiza Zito is joining us here on The Gist today. Thanks for being with us, Jiza.
Hi, Danielle. Thanks for having me.
So your website is SpokenBride.com. Maybe you can first just briefly describe how that website came to be. What kind of a ministry is it?
Yes, so we are a website and a blog for Catholic newlyweds and brides. So it came to be between me and another wedding photographer. So I am a wedding photographer myself, and we were discussing the need for fellowship among Catholic wedding vendors in the industry and how there was a lack of that fellowship. We also had shared that there's also a lack of resources for brides who are coming into the sacrament of marriage within the church. And so this came to be out of just the inspiration of the Holy Spirit.
Really? That's wonderful. And, you know, I happened to read on online about your discernment process. You shared a little bit in an interview that I looked at about how you discerned your vocation to marriage. There's a beautiful story there. Can you share it?
Yeah, so I went to this pilgrimage called the Bike for Life pilgrimage. And for most of my college years, I thought I was called to the religious life and realized that God was not calling me to that vocation. So I really went into this pilgrimage praying as to where God was calling me. And there was a newly ordained priest, Father Lawrence, with the Franciscan Friars of the Renewal. And it was on the Feast of the Assumption. And he told me to just put everything into the hands of Our Lady. And not even a few months later, I met my husband. And exactly a year from the Feast of the Assumption, we got married. And so we just put everything into the hands of Our Lady, and we owed everything to her for that.
Oh, that is so beautiful. And I love that idea of putting everything into Our Lady's hands, because you can't go wrong doing that. But that must have been very affirming for you to have all of that come together on the Feast of the Assumption.
Yes, it truly was. It just shows us how much she cares for us and how she truly wants us to do God's will.
Right. And then you went on from there to begin SpokenBride.com. What is your goal at the website?
Our goal is really to provide support for women who are coming into the sacrament of marriage, and not only just assisting them with the wedding planning, but also in the marriage prep. On top of that, we also are a resource and a support group and a community for vendors who are Catholic in the wedding industry. And now, so let's say there are couples, because I know, that this is an issue in the church, that there are many couples who are getting married in the church. Maybe it isn't even their choice to get married in the church. They might be just there because they're trying to please their parents or please their grandparents. Do you see a role for Spoken Bride there in ministering to those kind of couples that might be on the fringes of their faith? Yes, absolutely. We really hope that our presence with Spoken Bride on social media, like Instagram and Facebook, that people really come to see and be attracted to the beauty of the sacrament of marriage. And hopefully from there, it will plant a seed that they can start growing in their faith and take things a little bit more seriously as to why they're doing this.
Right. And now, who would consider going to SpokenBride.com? Is it just for vendors, or a community for vendors, or just for brides-to-be? What's your ideal visitor to SpokenBride.com?
I would say it's almost anybody, really. We have a lot of vendors that come through that want to present their work and reach out to other brides. We have a lot of brides that come in and find our website to be helpful, as well as newlyweds. And we also have family members, such as mothers and grandmas, who want to help in the wedding planning and the marriage prep process of these brides.
Right. And now there's a lot of marriage prep that is available, and actually required in different dioceses throughout the country. But what do you offer at SpokenBride.com that maybe a couple would want to take advantage of to maybe explore a little bit more or be inspired inside of their Catholic faith?
I think what we have is that we showcase a lot of real couples, and we try to make the faith very tangible for them. And the website, we also hope, will point to those resources within the diocese, such as marriage prep programs.
Yeah. Now, Jiza, you've been married for how long now?
It'll be 9 years on the Assumption.
Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. I love it. And so do you have any marriage advice? There's probably young brides listening or people planning their weddings. What would be your #1 piece of advice?
I would definitely say, the ongoing theme here is to put everything into the hands of Our Lady, because truly when you put everything into her hands, she will open doors and make God's will very evident in your life.
I love that. You really can't go wrong doing that. Before we have to go, just can you let people know where they can find out more about your work with SpokenBride?
Yeah, so you can find us online on www.spokenbride.com, and we are also on Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest as SpokenBride.
Oh, wonderful. All right. Well, we'll be looking for you in all of those places and making connections and being inspired by the beauty that you're sharing there. Thank you so much, Jiza, for taking the time to share with the Gist today, and thank you for the important work that you do for marriage.